Hey everyone, my name is Jamie and welcome to Asagao Academy, which is a really awesome fun game and I'm so excited to be playing it. That lighting is very much... okay, I think that's better. But anyway, yeah, this is a dating simulator game for the Normal Boots guys on YouTube. I don't know how many of you know who they are, but they're really awesome guys and I'm really excited to be playing this. Okay, I actually found out about this while I was at Indie PopCon, June 16th through like the 20th or something. That's when I was gone anyway. But yeah. I'm really excited to be playing it, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about it, but first we're going to play. Chapter 1. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. I have no idea what voice I'm giving the main character yet. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading, and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked him if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. Ooh. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It had been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21... 22, and so forth over and over. Pretentiously lush carmine, those are like pretty big words. I think. Well, lush isn't a big word, but it's like a fancy word or something. I don't know. Now and again I turned to look out the window where the trees were burning by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. I thought it said the quiet blue, the Sea of Japan. Eventually this rapidity made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on the front. So, you're a first year then? He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling? Me? He glanced around the compartment empty beside us and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year, I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student? Hang on a minute. You cannot be barking like that. No, ma'am. Okay, guys. We're gonna have a little visitor here with us. Hi, Bella. Yes, I love you too. You can't be barking like that, though. He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I see. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight, off-white, and accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, and then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hana, I suppose I'll be seeing you around. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. Bella, are you excited? I guess so. We're gonna be playing this game and it's such a great game. Okay. First. Okay. So the Normal Boots guys on YouTube are a group of wonderful, great, talented individuals, and I love them all. Like, I love to watch them. They're some of my favorite YouTubers. There's, Gerard the Completionist, and Peanut Butter Gamer, Pro Jared, Shane from Did You Know Gaming, Satchel Drakes, He's friends with the completionist, and he has his own stuff that he does too. I don't know as much about him as I know about the other ones. And then there's also Paul, Nick, and Josh from Continue. So these are some of the people we're going to be seeing, but I'm not going to ruin who is who just yet. So, yeah, this is a dating sim about them. You get to date all of them. You get to do a bunch of different routes to date all of them. So, I am only going to do one route so far in the playthrough. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name, and I never got his. So far we don't know who this mystery boy is. Billy, you're looking like really strange, like you don't want to be here. I'll just put you in my lap. Okay. The train settled at the station and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. She just jumped off my lap. Okay, it's kind of hot in here. The trees are already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gusts weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. I walked along the road with a swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued Black's Oxfords clicked on the pavement. I love the emphasis on words. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy the first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. So I'm only going to do one route so far on the playthrough, because it'd take many videos to do every single route for every single character, because like any, good game that has different multiple endings, it's got good endings, bad endings, etc. And I've already played through a couple of the routes of different characters, but I wanted to do a blind playthrough of a character that I haven't done yet. So I chose, and I'll tell you guys closer when it gets to time, which route I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm really excited to be playing this. It's such a good game. I have so many feelings when I play this game. So many. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. I can't get my hair out of my eyes. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for the first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? How desperate can you get? Hot shame crawled down my neck. Ugh, I wonder what that feels like. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. You guys know what cicadas are? We have them a lot out here, like in the south, because I'm from like the southern United States. Oh my god. Stop. I guess that's fine. Okay. Yeah, they're like out a lot, mostly at nighttime. They hum and it's kind of annoying. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. And we've already seen the main character and her hair is pink. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House, and her name is Hana, by the way. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. She walked over.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
She said it. I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle. That's actually pretty cool.
What?
Me?
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess. Room 325? I love this character. I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me? When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were gonna be a total main character. Okay, so this character kind of got a fourth wall thing going on where they speak as if they know it's a game or they know it's a not like I don't know. I'm sorry? But oh, I didn't see that. Oops. When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair. I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus, and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Then she began to laugh again.
Oh, no. It's great. I'm sorry.
Okay, she said it again. I have to cough. With that again, in earlier videos I would have to cough and like try to make it not sound as bad because it kind of clips the mic. Anywho.
We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh, gosh. I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
I love Mai. Mai's probably my favorite. My favorite. Never mind. I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Mai. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking toward the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check in at the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good. They'll offer to have a staff member. I'm not sure why I'm coughing. I'm sorry. Ugh. They'll offer to have a staff menu. They'll offer to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room where I started already. I hope you don't mind. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know. You know? She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay. That sounds good. She held the front door open for me and I hurried inside. I'm kind of like, if you see the dialogue going faster, it's because I'm making it skip so it's all in the box at once. There we go. Girls filed up and down the hall, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were more often than not, "How was your break? And look at how tan you got." I don't get tan ever. Tan is not a thing. I do have a tan line that I got recently for my bracelet, which is my Motley Crue bracelet, but you can't see it on the camera, so I don't know why I did that. It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Mai. She led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last, narrow white doors lining both sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does this every year, and he's like totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. Thanks. We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door number 325. Here we are. A faint smell of potpourri wafted, I always have trouble with that word, through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink. Mai already defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs. Some of the photos are of cats. Yay, cats. But most are of male models and rugged musicians. Rugged musicians. I've got a couple of those posters in my room. I actually have, I have NSP. I've got 2 of those now. Yay. I've got a Motley Crue poster. I've got a Nuna Betancourt poster. I'm pointing to them, but you can't see them anyway. But yeah, rugged musicians are where it's at. Musicians are awesome. Anybody with talent and creativity, I think, is awesome as long as you know, are nice to people with your creativity and not mean to people with it. Okay. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity, all clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know it was horribly itchy. I must have grimaced because Mike quickly smiled at me. I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack. I went to Italy over break and Mom got really mad at me because I brought 5 bags, but we were only there for a week. She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me.
Perfection.
There, that's much better. I think she said perfection. Because remember, I don't have headphones that work. It's not that the headphones don't work. My laptop doesn't support headphones, apparently, so I have to have the volume really low so it hopefully doesn't echo. And I really hope this doesn't echo. I tried it out a couple of times just to make sure before I started recording. Hopefully it doesn't echo. We'll have to see. Thanks, Mai. I'm trying to do different voices for them too to distinguish between them. I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, a dilapidated stuffed rabbit, an old portable radio, and a small black box. Mai opened the curtains and the sunlight poured in. So, where are you from? I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk. About 2 hours north of here, it's a small town called Amaririsu. You probably haven't heard of it. I'm trying to pronounce things how it sounds in Japanese, kind of. I set the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunny, on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow. Oh, did you go to a different boarding school, or... No, I went to a public school down the street from my house. Public school? What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have a lot of friends? I always went to private schools. My parents work a lot and my dad goes overseas, so I think they stuck me here for convenience. Oh, hey, what's that? I removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box and was setting it on the unclaimed writing desk. Oh, this? My mother made it for me a long time ago. I set it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assume were provided for me. Wow, it's so pretty. I've never seen paper like that before. Oh yeah, the lights. Let me get them. Mai went to her own desk, opened the drawer, and pulled out a long, tangled string of fairy lights. Aw. I thought these would look nice here. Help me string them up. Or here, help me string them up. She grabbed a container of push pins and pulled her wooden desk chair out and over to one wall. I did the same with my own. Together we pinned the lights around the perimeter of the room. How was the train ride over? Did you meet anyone? No, not really. I was in a compartment with some guy and...
What?
Some guy, huh? Was he cute? Yeah, I guess. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even get his name. Mai seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up. You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again. Okay. Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly.
Yeah!
Done. That was... Okay. That was my mom. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Remember, I'm recording at home now, so my mom's here and she needed something, so yeah, we're good to go now, I think. Yeah. Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's this ramen place down the street from campus that's like out of this world. But the school only lets us leave campus on weekends. Mai walked to the window. We could go today because it's Sunday and it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the caf since you just got here. We could... Oh my gosh, Mimi Santos totally just tripped outside and fell on her face. I saw it. Oh, is that mean to laugh? Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh well, anyways, let's go eat. I'm totally starved. Me too, actually. I'm gonna eat after this. I'm really hungry. She led me out of the room before I even had the chance to respond. Love Mai. The cafeteria was buzzing with students excited for the new year. Okay, let me clarify. Like I said, I played a couple routes, so I know, like, the beginning part, I know most of, like, some of it probably changes depending on your choices, because there are choices. I know it seems kind of really dialogue heavy right now, but there are choices. But, again, I haven't played all the routes, so I'm doing a blind route. So this beginning stuff, I know, but a blind route, I'm probably going to stumble a little more over the words and not really know what expressions to use and that kind of thing later on. But yeah, look forward to that. The cafeteria was buzzing with students excited for the new year. The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of skittish, wide-eyed first years. I remember those days, like in college. I stepped in a line behind Mai, taking an empty plastic tray. We shuffled through, asking for helpings from the sulky cafeteria workers when we passed something that looked good. With full trays, Mai led me straight to a table in the back where a few students were already sitting. Mai sat down and I took a seat across from her. Hi, Mai. How was your break? I don't like this girl. It was good. I went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a jet ski and broke his ankle.
Uh-huh.
It's better now, though. Oh. Well, that's nice. I expected to be introduced, but the girl turned back to her group of friends and Mai turned back to me. She began to assault her food with a fork and tell me in a practically minute-by-minute account about her fleeting romance last summer with a boy she met on the beach that didn't go further than a few salty kisses. Aw. Is it salty because, like, the ocean? Probably. I sat back and let Mai talk. For the first time since arriving on campus, I felt like I was finally able to breathe. I picked up my Brussels sprouts and studied Mai as she spoke. The more she talked, the more I began to notice small details about her. She had a high songbird voice. Okay, I can't emulate that. She was dynamic, her face twisting this way and that in exaggerated expressions as she spoke. She laughed often. She imitated people in wildly unflattering voices, seemingly unrelated to her actual opinion of them. But most notably, she talked. A lot. I didn't find this particularly annoying, as it filled the silence and she hardly ever asked questions that required my full attention. Just as Mai was rounding off a shockingly detailed account of the time she accidentally walked in on her friend's older brother in the act of changing, a flash of familiar green caught my eye. I glanced over. Hey, that's him! Huh? Who? I leaned across the table to whisper just in case he could hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom. The boy from the train, that's him.
What?
Jared? Yeah, with the weird green jacket and swoopy hair? He just picked up his tray and was walking past us when something seemed to catch his eye. Hmm? Oh, you. I looked up at him, suddenly realizing he was talking to me. Hana, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you? Really well. I found my roommate. She's been helping me out. I gestured to Mai, who was... High CPU usage detected. What? I gestured to Mai, who was thunderstruck. In fact, looking around, everyone was. I try to move... Hang on. There we go. Trying to see more of Mai's lovely face there. Okay. People stopped eating to turn and stare at Jared at me. My shoulders bunched around my neck. Well, if you ever need any help, I'll be around. Third year, right? I nodded.
All right.
Some of my friends are in that year. Of course, they can't compare to me. But I'll give them the heads up to look out for you. He flashed a dazzling smile, then winked. It's the least I could do for such a cute girl. Well, I'll see you around. I watched a torrent of thoughts raging through my head as he took a seat next to a bunch of guys who were all wearing the same jacket. That's Jared! She tore her eyes away from him and looked at me.
He's so cute.
He's the most beautiful guy in school.
Oh, Jared.
I can't believe he just looked at me. I looked at Mai. Her cheeks were glowing an indecent pink. Why do they all wear those jackets? Aren't all the guys supposed to wear blue blazers as part of their uniforms? No, they're allowed to. They're... You know Jared? That girl turned back around and was looking at me with sudden interest. Oh, you didn't notice me before, but now you notice me? Not a nice word is what I wanted to call you. Did I know him? I only talked to him on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We weren't friends or anything. But looking around, Maya and this girl weren't the only ones who were interested. Everybody seemed to be listening in. They seemed so surprised when you talked to me. Maybe a little white couldn't hurt. Okay, first choice of the game. So we can either say, I guess so, as in like, yeah, I know Jared, kind of, sort of, or say, not really. We don't really know him. All we know is that he was ignoring us with his newspaper that he was reading, and then he suddenly paid attention to us, and the thing in the cafeteria happened. So, first choice of the game. It'll affect something later on. I'm not sure what. I don't know what choices affect what, per se, but I know every single choice affects every single outcome. So, I'm going to say, not really, because I don't feel like we know him. Oh. She lit me up and down, sniffed, and turned away. You better turn away, I don't like you. Maya leaned towards me. Don't mind Mimi. She was just trying to get in with you. Get in with me? Why? Well, you asked me about those guys in their jackets, right? Those are their Normal Boots Club jackets. They're... what? What's Normal Boots Club? And here we have the introduction of all the characters. Yay! It's a club we have at school here. It's like totally exclusive and full of only the coolest students. They get together and play video games. I want to be a part of that club. That sounds amazing. Or something. I mean, I want to be, like me, Jamie, like in real life, IRL, because I love video games. Which is a good thing, because video games are awesome. That one right there is John, also known as Jontron. Amazing. You should check him out. His bird's name is Jacques. John is also the president of the drama club here at school. Next to him is PBG. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is one of the best soccer players on our team. Love PBG too, you should check him out. They both have channels on here. I think all these people actually have channels. I'm pretty sure they do. Then there's Gerard. People call him the completionist because he's obsessed with completing things. He has the biggest itty-bitty kitty collection I've ever seen. Next to him is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He is a model. Nice, Jared. Then there's Satchbag, but everyone calls him Satch. He's like crazy smart. Those guys over there are Paul, Nick, and Josh. So it's Paul at the top, Nick in the middle, Josh at the bottom. They write a column in the school newspaper called Continue? Paul, the one standing up, is the student council president. And the guy on the end there is Shane. He knows more about video games than anyone. So if any of you guys know Did You Know Gaming, like all the videos where it's like, did you know this thing about this game is true or factual? Shane is in charge of that. I am 99% sure Shane is in charge of that because he's affiliated with Did You Know Gaming. And that would be why he knows more about video games than anyone ever. She excelled a dreamy side to her mashed potatoes. So, how would someone, join the Normal Boots Club? I meant the side for mine. You don't choose the boots, Hana. The boots choose you. What does that even mean? You have to be presented with the boots to be in the club, and they're like super selective. What are the boots? The club has this boot statue. It's like it's like the one on their patches, but it's gold-plated. It's their mascot, I guess. They do this weird initiation ritual with it. Ritual? I hear they'll fill a room with candles and wear these totally creepy robes during initiation. This year 2 girl said she saw it once and they were all like chanting around the boots and it sounded like they were talking backwards. But I don't believe her, and even if it's true, I don't care if they're a cult, because they're all really hot. Yeah, pretty much. Do they have a lot of friends? Yeah, tons of friends. I'd say they're the most popular kids in school. I mean, everyone in school totally looks up to them. I bet they could get any girl in school, too. Or a boy, for that matter. Hey, are you gonna eat your cake? I shook my head and pushed the plastic tray across the table to her. For the remainder of lunch, I listened to my talk about Jared through mouthfuls of half-dissolved frosting. Back at the dorm, I sorted through the pile of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. Mai fervently scribbled in a notebook at her desk, hunched over it with strikingly poor posture. Look at this. I don't know.
Hey.
Hey, Mai?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't bother to look up. Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309? She shuffled through the papers on her desk before producing a thick textbook. A demure man in a powdered wig frowned at me on the cover. From the cover. It's my best frown. Yeah, this one. I sighed. I don't have that one. The school must have missed it. I shrugged and set the textbook back in her pile. They have a bunch at the library. You can just check one out. Where's the library? My rifled through her notebook and wrote something down. She tore the page out and handed me a crudely drawn map. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, whoops. It took me at least 20 minutes to find the library. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting. So if she was holding the map upside down and she found it in 20 minutes, I'm thinking the campus is not super huge, or she just walks really fast, or something like that. The library was much larger than I expected. The walls lined from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes on rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed for the front desk. A recognizably green and gray jacket was bent behind the counter. Normal boots. I briefly considered running away.
Hey.
Can I help you? Too late. Yeah. The school forgot to give me one of my textbooks. I was told I could get it here? Which one is it? The History 309 textbook? He stepped from behind the counter and motioned for me to follow. We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane? Gerard? John? No, not John. Satch. Huh? Oh, you work here? Ugh. Of course you work there. He chuckled, dimples appearing in his cheeks. Oh, cute. Yeah, I'm the librarian's assistant. It's my second year, and I love it. I get to help people find books that speak to them. His eyes twinkled like a kid's on Christmas. All the guy voices are probably going to sound the same for me because I don't have a very good range of guy voices. Although I do have a good old man voice, so if he ever talks, I got that. Yeah, I got that. Your book's right down here. Your book's right down here. He stopped at a row of thick, dusty books. Was this all history? And pulled out the book with the powder wig man I saw earlier. Thanks. He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on the Normal Boots Club, but I couldn't come up with anything. No. Thanks.
Copacetic.
You're welcome. As we headed back through the cavernous library, my unease melted away. We weren't talking, but just being near him felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. Fun fact, I actually met Satch at Indie PopCon. It was really cool. It was the last day we were there. They had a panel the day before. It was the completionist Satch, Kelly, her name is Kelly, and Alex became, which Alex and Gerard, the completionists, they do Super Guitar Bros, a thing that they do, which is really cool. Alex is cool too. They're all cool. But yeah, my friends and I got to make some really cool friends. So Travis or Caitlin or Jessica or Violet, any of you guys that watch this, hey, I love you guys. Yeah, we were all just kind of walking and chilling, gonna go get some food, and then in walked Gerard and Satch just into the convention center, and we got to talk to them for a few minutes, and it was awesome. Because I had got to meet Gerard the day before and get like pictures and taught him about completing games and things like that, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. So we got to meet Satch, and he was like really nice and genuine, and like being around him was like being wrapped in a soft blanket, I think, because his personality just beams like nice and awesome. I'm done rambling now, but yeah, Indie PopCon. I'm probably going to talk about a bunch of Indie PopCon stories through this playthrough because I found out about this game at Indie PopCon, so yeah, it's only natural I'd probably talk about Indie PopCon because it was amazing, and yeah. Game, again. I resisted the urge to snuggle up to him. Yeah, you probably should, you just met him. We neared the front desk, stepping around a clump of studying students. As we passed, one of them shifted. Huh? Something white flew past my face. A thick piece of triangular paper lay at my feet. I bent over and picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it. If I was just a hair slower, it would have hit me in the face. The students snickered, and I recognized the boys that made fun of my hair this morning among them. My heart dropped. I scanned my memory for anything I might have done to offend them, but came up with nothing. My hand started to shake. I hid it behind my back, trying to think of some way to defend myself. Why did you do that? Eh? What do you mean? We were just messing around. Are you suggesting we did it on purpose? I hate these guys. I faltered. There was nothing I could say. I was outnumbered. They would twist my words around, no matter how straightforward I was. I relate to Hana super hardcore. No, sorry. One of the boys held his hand out for the paper. I inched closer to give it to him, angry at myself for being so compliant. I wish I were. A gentle warmth closed over my hand and took the paper from me. Satch examined the paper closely. I see what the problem is. Your aim would be better if you cut the corners before you folded it. He placed the paper on the table. The boy looked at him in sheer awe. Be careful though, you almost hit her, and that would have been awful. My hands began to sweat as panic shifted through me, afraid of the response, but geez, we're sorry, we'll be careful next time. Yeah, it was an accident. They apologized? Really? Thanks, I appreciate it. He gave them a wide smile and continued off down the aisles. I floated, oh my gosh, I cannot read things. It's really hot in here, guys, I'm sorry. I think the heat's getting to my head and functioning, all that. Actually, no, I don't even know anymore. I followed closely behind, my legs weak. Don't tell me they stopped because of him? Simply because I was with him? I wanted to thank him, but my heart was pounding so hard, I knew my voice would shake. We reached the front counter and he scanned the history book. My lips trembled as I willed myself to say something, anything to thank him. He tilted his head to the side. What books do you like to read? That's a good question to ask, because I love books. Oh, fiction? He chuckled. I just finished a good book. I think it'll be right up your alley, if you don't mind me saying so. He reached under the counter, pulled out a thick green book, and passed it to me. A man in black stood on the front, hugging a woman in royal robes. It's long, but it's one of my favorites. The Princess Betrothed. Any of you guys seen Princess Bride before or read it? I think that's what that's referencing. A really great movie. I bet it's an even more or as wonderful book, because that movie is amazing. As far as movies that were books before goes, that is an amazing movie. You should watch it. I know that things can be tough transferring to a new school. If you're ever worried, just read this. It'll transport you 100 miles away in a second. Tears stung my eyes, so I ducked my head.
Satch.
Thank you, Satch. For more than just the books. You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I got your name.
My name is Hana Mizuno.
My name is Hana Mizuno. I'm a transfer student.
Hana.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Hana. Let me know how you like the book. I will. That couldn't have gone better. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave the first episode here because I think it's gone kind of long. But yeah, I'm really excited to be playing this. And the route that I'm going to be doing, I have not seen yet. I don't know anything about it yet. But probably the first, I want to say 2 episodes are going to be me getting to the point where you can choose, or you can kind of like move your way into what route you want to go into. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you liked it, comments, concerns, you just want to say hi, all the stuff I ramble about every single episode. Sorry that uploads have been late. My software kind of like quit on me because the last 2 episodes I uploaded, my voice did not match the video at all. Like the speed of the audio in the video, it wasn't working. So I had to find a new software that was actually recommended to me by my friend Travis, who I went to Indie PopCon with. And yeah, another thing, Indie PopCon, preparing for that, a job, a lot of things have been happening, which is why I haven't been recording lately, so I'm sorry, but I'm really excited to get back into it. So yeah, I'm going to be enough rambling right now. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I hope you're having a fantastic week and have had a fantastic past few weeks. Yeah, if you're watching, I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. As always, I will see you all later. Bye!